Greetings, weary wanderer, and welcome back to another episode of Lonely TTRPG, the solo actual play and review podcast. This week, we are playing Hit the Road, Jack by Kyle Tam. You fucked up something big, and now the big house, the lawman, the devil and all his little hellions are chasing your sorry ass down. There's a country's worth of highway from one end to the other that you're going to have to cover, and maybe that much won't be enough to run from the weight of your sins. But you're slippery as an eel, tough as nails, and so long as you've got leather and chrome between your legs and fuel in the tank, well, ain't no way they're ever going to catch you. At least that's what you like to believe. Don't think about the stretches of highway bleeding in, the cracked black and white and yellow searing in your eyes. Don't think about the little needle dipping lower, the tread of rubber tires whirring away to nothing, the fear and exhaustion lying behind your eyes after the searing adrenaline bleeds its way out of your systems. All you gotta do is outrun whatever's behind you for long enough. Time to hit the road, Jack, and get gone. So, Hit the Road, Jack is a chase game of adrenaline and creeping terror. There are two main characters in this. We have Jack be Nimble, the sinner, the runner, the one who is being hunted. And what is prey without a hunter? And that is Jack be Quick, the lawman. So the way this is going to work is this is a card prompt game, all right, where you're going to use a tarot deck and draw cards. Now, it is important that you use a physical deck, and it is important that you mix the cards up well, do a good wash on them. Only because the reversed image is also going to matter. So just because you draw the sun doesn't mean that things are all hunky-dory, okay? If you draw it reversed, bad things could happen. Now, if you don't have a tarot deck or you don't have access to a physical tarot deck, well, then you just roll a 44-sided dice or some way to represent 1 through 44. You can write out numbers on tokens, whatever you want to do, whatever you got to do. But you need 1 through 44, and that can also represent the drawing of the tarot cards. All right, you're also going to need a chase sheet. It's just something to record where everybody is. Because some of the prompts will tell you to move forward, some of the prompts will tell you to stay still. And of course, you'll need some way to record your journey. Now, once you have all of this, then you need to decide how long you want to play. This has 3 lengths in mind: short, which is 6 rounds, medium, which is 10 rounds, and long, which is 14 rounds. Of course, this is a game for 1 to 2 players. So if you're doing 2 players, each player will respond to half of the prompts that are listed. So if you do a short game, then each player will answer 3 prompts. But we are playing solo, and when playing solo, you're going to pick one of the jacks you're going to be on this road trip. You're going to shuffle your deck or prepare your number generator and draw your first card. That's going to give you the prompt that you're going to respond to, noting down the answer, and then you're going to be asked to either move yourself or the other jack ahead on the chase sheet. Play is going to continue until you either get to the final round or you come into a surprise ending. Now, play can end in a couple of ways. One, you draw your final prompt, at which point determine whether Nimble managed to escape or whether Quick caught him. You could also draw the Death Upright card and choose to die at that point, or you can give yourself up if you draw the Hangman Upright card. So there are a couple different ways to get surprise endings that aren't necessarily running out of prompts. It's entirely possible you could take off, draw Death Upright, and go out in a flaming crash right up front. But that's about it on the rules. This is a relatively rules-light game. The rest of this book is descriptions of what happens when you draw a certain card. So instead, we're going to go ahead and jump on into gameplay. Now, I will be playing the law, Jack be Quick, as I try to catch that no-good rascal, Jack be Nimble. Now, as you're supposed to remove cards, if I do get the same number on multiple occasions, I will just re-roll, but I will be using Roll20's roll device because for those of you who don't know, you can roll custom dice sides on Roll20. You're not limited to the standard dice. So you can roll D3s, D7s, or in this case, a D44. And for my first roll, I got 30. The tower reversed. You think you're so fucking clever, don't you, Jack? Because you knew what would happen. You knew that one day you'd end up here. Maybe it wasn't today, maybe tomorrow, or in a week, or a month, or a year. But you figured you would end up here, and you brought some tools of the trade along. So tell me, what's in the pack? Because plans never go quite as they should, and tools have a nasty habit of failing when they need to most. So for this first prompt, what's in the pack? So this prompt is written more from the perspective of Jack being nimble. Something happened. But we're going to say that Quick knew that he was starting at a disadvantage. I know that rascally son of a bitch, he's got the lead on me. And I can't be making stops. I got to push. I got to push hard. So I think what's in my pack is a fuel can, and we're going to have some extra hose hooked up so that I can do the incredibly risky maneuver of adding fuel as we go. That way I don't have to stop quite as often. I don't have to make some early stops in order to refuel this hog. And also, safety note, please do not do this in real life. But because of this, I do get to move up 1. So we have Nimble at 3. I am currently at 2, right hot on its heels. And let's say what we get for our second prompt. And we got 21. The Wheel of Fortune upright. You know how they tell you in the movies that when you're dying, you can see your whole life flashing in front of your eyes. I can tell you, Jack, it don't work like that. You're not getting a director's cut with every last ugly moment. It's not a highlight reel either, where you get the most important bits. Nah, it's only the one thing. The biggest and most important moment. The one that changed absolutely everything. So, as you hear that screeching rubber, talk to me. What's that moment? And for me, I think that this moment's going to be what really set it off, what really made me want to get Nimble, where he had just robbed someplace. And my partner and I, we were going after him. And Nimble, in a bit of a mood, tossed some loose gravel down as he was passing a curve, and my partner's wheels hit it, and the bike slid out from under him. Now, that kind of wreck is nasty at any speed, but, you know, when you leave half of yourself on the pavement, it's really hard to recover from that, and that's when I swore I was going to get Nimble. Now, of course, this recollection pulls me into my thoughts and slows my pace down before I can come to and realize where I'm at and what we're doing. And that gives Nimble a little bit of an edge. Nimble pulls ahead to 4. All right, round 3, 33. The tower upright. All right, so we're going to re-roll this one because the tower should have been removed from play if I had an actual deck. So round 3, we got 11. The Hierophant upright. And what a waste of your talents that was. That soul-sucking drudgery that threatened to eat you alive. That was so mind-numbingly better than even being along this middle-of-nowhere road seems like a fucking dream in comparison. Can you recall it, Jack? Can you recall the nothingness that ever progressed? Tick-tock of the clock hands that pushed you towards the road? The pain, the agony, the building horror of existence. Never again, never in a million years. Better to die here than to live long enough to be sucked back in. Well, it's hard to think of why I got into this game in the first place. You know, I knew the stories. I heard what people said, ACAB this, ACAB that. And, look at my life now, I can't say I disagree with them. I know I started wanting to do good, but, sometimes things just get away from you. And this empty road, this empty desert road that we seem to be running on, well, that's all that's left. That and a fake sense of power and authority. But Nimble and I both know that's bullshit. At the end of the day, all you got is the routine. And with that, Nimble is going to pull ahead to 5 while Quick is stuck down at 2. Round 4, let's see what we got. Rolled a 9. It's going to be the Emperor upright. Everybody's got some wants or want some. And lucky for you that you managed to snag one. Or 2. Maybe a few. The point is that loathsome little shit you are, Jack. There are people higher up on the food chain that actually want you to make it through this one in one piece. The shark to your remora, allowing you to tag along for the ride, willing to forgive your little indiscretions, so long as you're still usable. So, whose feet are you groveling at, Jack? We all know that Nimble, he ain't no kingpin, he's just some petty punk. But here we are chasing after him. Maybe, just maybe, he's running back to that boss or that would-be boss. Who knows? All I know is some boys from the Snakebite gang showed up and caused a little ruckus, managed to slow me down, put me off the scent for a little bit. And with that, Nimble stays ahead, but Quick falls back 1. Round 5. Got another 9, so re-rolling. 41. The Judgment upright. You can feel it beating in your chest, going 10 miles a minute. That thudding as it's trying to break out of your chest. But what kind of rhythm is it trying to beat? What is it trying to say? Is it pleading for your innocence? Telling you that it's all some big mistake? That it's light as a feather and ready to usher you to the afterlife? Or is it telling you the truth? You're a deep sinner, Jack. Deep as any of us can be. Whatever the weight being carried, it needs to be thrown aside, lest it serve as an anchor. Let the emotions and pain go. Feel how much faster you go. And with that, Jack being nimble gets to move ahead another space. We are at round 6, the final round. And we now need a miracle to catch Jack, to catch Nimble. And with a 15, I don't think we're going to get it. Yep. Pushing the horsepower on that engine to its absolute limits, making this ride of yours prove to you what it's worth. Jack B. Nimble moves ahead. And with that, my trail has gone cold. Ain't nothing I can do now except fall back and wait. Wait for my next chance. And that is Hit the Road. So I like this. This is a good game. Very interesting game. I do like the chase concept. I think it would definitely be stronger with 2 people. I do really enjoy the mechanic of if you drew a reversed card, it helped out the other side. Like, it was very easy to help out sides because if it was upright, it helped out Nimble. If it was reversed, it helped out Quick. Now, with that, I think I would have liked to have seen some better variation, because if you're doing a wash, you're going to kind of get whatever cards get spun around. If you intentionally go through and make sure all your cards are facing upright and then count out 11 cards and flip them upside down, that's about the only way to do that. Like, even with rolling, we kept getting uprights, which I got it. It's rolling. It's the way it works. There's no guarantee that anything is ever going to go both ways. This run just felt very heavily favored for Nimble. So I almost wish that there was some way to more readily balance that out. 6 rounds quick only got one benefit. So, that might be a little disappointing, a little frustrating in group play. And then like for duet play, for if you're playing with another person, it's also, what if you do just keep drawing for one person? Like you're asking personal questions in some of these prompts. So, it's weird that Quick had to narrate so much about what was going on with Jack. Like, again, because all the upright cards are written for Jack Nimble, and all the reverse cards are written for Jack Quick. So even though you could respond as your character, like everything else on that card, all the flavor on that card is written for one. And that's what makes it a little bit tough. But like really that's my biggest complaint. Just some way to more easily balance this, especially if you don't have a physical tarot deck. But yeah, no, this was definitely a good game. It definitely goes by really quick when you're playing solo. If you're playing a short game, it goes by super fast, and you get a fun little Mad Max story out of this. A little Mad Max, a little Fury Road, gone in 60 seconds. There are plenty of good chase stories that you can do with this, and I do like the chase mechanic. So make sure you go check this out. If you're interested, you can find it at urania-games.itch.io/hit-the-road-jack. And of course, the link will be in the description if you want to go check it out. It's currently being listed for $6.66. So go check it out. And if you do, make sure you tell them that Steel Stash sent you. And if you do get it, also rate the game. Please rate games. Please rate shows. If you like it and it's being made by one person, please rate it, because ratings are all that we have. It's our only joy. It's our only way of visibility. And you telling us that you like it is really the only positive reinforcement we get. But that has been Hit the Road, Jack. I have been Steel Stash. And remember, I must ask y'all to stay awesome. This has been a Black Dragon Dungeon Company production. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. If you want to help us grow, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button and go ahead and leave us a comment down below and share this with your friends. Other ways you can help support the show is by checking out some of our products over on itch.io or DriveThruRPGs. In addition, you can join our Patreon and get early release access and a chance to ask us any questions that you have. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at BDDC_pod, or you can email us at blackdragondungeoncompany@gmail.com. Once again, thanks for watching.